Hello.
Hello.
I'm Brian.
I'm Greg.
Hey Greg, what were you listening to today?
Oh, hey! I was listening to the 2013 Boards of Canada release, Tomorrow's Harvest.
Nice.
Which I thought was really cool. And I was a little surprised revisiting it because I had always been a fan of albums like Giugotti and Music Has the Right to Children and everything like that. So, and revisiting it, it was interesting to see how substantial this new release was. Not that it's really new anymore. But I really unfortunately glossed over it when I first heard it. So it was really cool to revisit it. I had a new revelation of listening to it. So it was
Boards of Canada, electronic?
Yeah, down-tempo electronic, ambient electronic.
Nice.
Yeah, very cool stuff.
Cool, man.
How about you? What were you listening to today?
Rammstein. And select tracks off their first album. The song titles I cannot pronounce because I'm American and they should get with the fucking program.
They're from Germany.
So, album reviewer coming at you with a new one, Tim McGraw, and the new album Sundown Heaventown. Alright.
Okay, so you're way more versed in Tim McGraw and the whole country scene,
Right.
so I'm going to let you start off. Like, what were you expecting going into this?
Well, geez, it's weird because with my job and I work in country radio, so this album so far has yielded currently 3 singles that were somewhat successful as of right now. Tim McGraw we know is mostly traditional country. If you listen to his early stuff and throughout the 90s or early to mid 2000s or anything, it's a very straightforward rock country sort of format. But now, as 2012, 2013, 2014 roll around, you have pop country in its newest form. Something called bro country, and that's the Florida Georgia Lines, the Luke Bryans, the Chase Rices, all those guys and everything. A lot of people are really into it. Those hits are doing fantastic, and they're selling out stadiums everywhere. Other people aren't so quick to catch on. Tim McGraw makes a little bit of a he explores that aspect a little bit. And the lead single, the first single for the entire album, the song called Looking for That Girl, which is so modern.
It's very modern.
Yeah.
It has like the hand claps and everything.
It's very electronic. He's auto-tuned intentionally. And I was so mad when that song was released because like he's Tim McGraw, he doesn't have to do that. But then the next 2 singles that were released, Meanwhile Back in Mama's, which we'll talk about, almost hit #1, and the current single Shotgun Rider all have that traditional sense. So it's a return. So now people don't really know what to expect when they first buy it or when they first listen to it. I guess that's kind of where I am and how I answer your question. I didn't really know.
Got a question for you.
Yeah.
If we can just backtrack a little bit, I want to know how you feel about the term bro country, because we've discussed that a little bit before, but I don't really know if I've gotten a really great answer.
Bro country.
Bro country. Tell me about that.
For
our viewers at home.
I was showing Greg a few songs before we listened to this album. I showed him This Is How We Roll by the Florida Georgia Line, which has a rap verse in it. And also, I was going to show you, that was actually the only thing I showed you. I was going to show you Chase Rice, Ready, Set, Roll, also a huge hit, top 10 hit right now. It's huge because there are these guys who aren't doing the whole cowboy image anymore. But that was the case 10 to 15 to 20 years ago, but they're not anymore. Now it's just like, oh, it's a frat guy talking about partying for an album.
And country things. Country frat is the sort of thing they're going for.
Frat country.
Frat country.
I'm crying.
Yes, I know.
Oh, God in heaven. So we put on Sundown Heaventown. It kicks off with the song Overrated.
I liked it.
That was cool, man.
I was really. I'd never listened to Tim McGraw before, so I didn't really know what to expect at all going into this. Just other than the few things that you showed me before we started listening to it, but Overrated came on, and I was just it really totally wowed me because I was impressed by the instrumentation, the choice of. Oh man, it had a really driving. It was a very driving song. It was very steady, and it kept a very similar mood throughout the song, but it was so nice that I didn't mind. It was a really good display of energy on his part. I was very impressed by it. And then the rest of the album happened.
What happened was Overrated is a song that the instrumentation's crazy, the arrangements are crazy. I don't know Tim McGraw songs to ever do that. They're always just kind of, uniform. This is what you're getting at the beginning of the song, and it's what you'll get at the end of the song. I know that Tim McGraw. When I heard Overrated, I was surprised. When you heard the rest of the album, you were surprised.
Isn't that funny how that happens?
It's so
Life
funny.
is funny.
Yeah.
Life's funny. All right, so if we could just dive right into lyricism.
Let's do it.
I gotta
do it.
ask you something, man.
Okay.
What was your favorite line from this album?
My favorite line,
there's some
lyrically?
keepers, dude. There's some golden lines.
I
in this
never
album.
think Tim McGraw and think favorite lyric.
Dude, they're so good. Okay, but like, what are some things that are at least memorable lines, good or bad? Where are some of your memorable lines?
From the song Looking for That Girl, Neon Jagerbomb Country singer.
So good.
That's in the middle where he's saying a lot of words.
There was some of them.
There are a lot of words in that particular song.
Yeah, and those words that you just spoke was part of that section that had the words in it. Is that what you're?
Well, yeah.
It was okay. I just wanted to clarify. Just if I can myself in the song, what was it?
Words are medicine.
Words are medicine, which was
Fuck.
which can also just be renamed if they want to just rename it. Words, because it was they just said words in
It
the
was
song,
just words,
which was
man.
genius. My favorite line was, "Maybe you're hooked on phonics or you're Mary Jane." Or your Coca-Cola or cocaine, and he just like says things, and it's just I think if this was a comedy album, that would be so fucking good, and I would listen to it a lot. And I'm not talking about the whole album, but that one song.
If we're talking about
that's hilarious.
If
dude.
we're talking about words are medicine, the whole theme of the song is
Please tell me.
Words are medicine. When I hear from you, it'll make me feel better because I miss you.
That's not the theme of the song. That's a line from the song.
Well, the verses are just words. And it's supposed to tie in together, but it fails, okay?
Yeah, it
fails,
fucking
that's
does.
it.
It's bad. It's like the song's all right. The lyrics are so horrible.
Alright, then if you... Alright, well, that's Tim McGraw. But if... Wait. By the way, we should actually just say this right now. We can't blame Tim McGraw for this because on a lot of country albums, 99% of the time, there's a lot of outside writers on these songs. And actually, on this album, he barely has a writing credit at all. So... we can't blame him for that. We can blame the songwriters, though.
Well, fuck it. I'm blaming the song. Like, I mean, I don't care who wrote it. It's the songs. The lyrics in Words of Medicine are fucking bad. I don't care who wrote it. They're bad.
Dust.
It's a song about dust. Like, he wrote a song about dust. He was like, "Oh, dust, I'm writing a song for you now. Hey, wow."
It's a mid-tempo. It's got a really intense chord progression, a guitar solo in it. It's a song literally about dust. You're taken aback by it, but I'm used to Dirt by Florida Georgia Line, a ballad about dirt. I'm used to... Shut up, Chris. I'm used to Chris Jansen writing a song about corn. I know Blake Shelton has a song about hay.
What is happening?
I'm used to that. I wasn't surprised.
It's bad. Like... Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, then fine. Let's talk about Dust for a second, okay?
Please, let's talk about Dust for a second.
Because this all happens, and then the last line of the chorus sounds really poignant. It's everything I know, everything I love, covered in dust. We heard that because we listened to the albums together, and we're like, oh,
yeah,
damn.
that sounded cool. Because at first, it was like, I don't remember what the first few lines were, but they were addressing dust.
Right.
And I was like, this is horrible, this is stupid, it's making me upset. It's giving me a tummy ache. I went and got some Pepto-Bismol, I came back, listened to the rest of the song. And then they said that line, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Word. It could be symbolic, it could be representational.
I'm thinking after that, this song could take a personal turn, maybe for, the guy who's singing it. It doesn't, and actually continues on singing about dust as what it is. And then by the last chorus, when that line again comes up, everything I know, everything I love, covered in dust, it literally means when I floor it, everything behind me is literally covered in dust.
It was literal.
Yeah.
They said that literally.
Let's stop for a second. Lyrically, I kind of knew what I was getting into because Tim McGraw's songs lyrically aren't very strong, I think.
Okay, well, whatever. I mean, like, the lyrics, they're not strong.
Right.
Case closed. I mean, they're not great lyrics. What about that song you were talking about? Mama...
Oh, Meanwhile Back in Mama's, yeah. An acoustic ballad, folk ballad. Great story song, actually. I think lyrically it's one of my favorites on the album. Duet with Faith Hill, his wife, if you didn't know. And in that song, Meanwhile Back in Mama's, it's basically abandoning everything for a simpler life, and at the end they buy the house. It's fine. Okay, it's a good story. Just missed #1 on the charts. That was the biggest hit from this album so far. I enjoyed it. It was a return to his traditional country-sounding roots. and it was very it was very popular with fans. Musically, though, I was able to accept it was just an acoustic folk ballad.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't into
I disagree, and the only reason I'm going to disagree is because the riffs they had on that song were so sane, they were so unchanging that it took all any sentiment or emotion that I really could have gotten from it. It just got boring, you know. It really did. It dragged and dragged. The whole fucking song was one riff, you know. I mean, I couldn't stand that. And I mean, okay, the story, that's cool. That's fine.
Sure.
I mean, I'll hear you on that. Like, I ain't hating. I ain't no bitch. I ain't no hater. Y'all feels me on that shit. Y'all feels me. So I'm not hating, but I mean, like, it was a little too boring. It didn't really catch me, and the riff was fine, but it just lasted for like 4 fucking minutes, and that didn't grab me at all, by any means.
I am content with believing that it's a simple song musically because it's supposed to be a return to a simpler life lyrically.
Sure.
I want to believe that. But then there are songs on this album that actually really do fall flat musically, that should crescendo, it should be more dynamic, but they're not, and it's disappointing for me. Not that song, but another song, Last Turn Home or something?
Yeah, I don't know, I fucking glossed over that so hard. It's his biggest crime on this album, to me, was that he didn't build any climaxes into his songs. They were all very flat, they were all very matter-of-fact, face value. This is a song. There wasn't a lot going on musically for the most part.
Right.
And that was my gripe, more than anything. It was fine. I mean, like, it definitely did not impress me or make me want to listen to much more country pop, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
But
it does make you appreciate a song like Overrated.
Definitely, yeah, that was a cool song.
And it even makes you appreciate a song like Looking for That Girl, which everybody hated when it came out. It actually still kind of charted pretty well, but everybody hated it, though.
Well, that's what's important.
Yeah. Well, there's that.
There's that.
Standout tracks, I still love Shotgun Rider. That's probably my favorite. It's really cool. It's a nice traditional sounding song. Lyrically, I like that one too. And hey, She's City Lights.
Why are you doing this to me? I liked Overrated. That was honestly all I can really give it.
Oh, Sick of Me's a good song.
Yeah, that's a cool song.
Sick of Me's cool,
fine.
yeah.
But yeah, that's where it ends.
Alright. Let's just get down to it. Tim McGraw fans are going to like this one.
Sure.
Because
I can see that happening. Definitely.
I actually think it's better than Two Lanes of Freedom, his last one. But I think Tim McGraw fans are going to like this so far to this very day. It's been out for a few days now. People are really liking it. People are really taking to it. Country fans, I think, would like it. But some people aren't Tim McGraw fans for this very reason. Some of the songs are kind of weird. So, there's that. I think if you're a Tim McGraw fan, you'll like it. Go get it.
Great. I mean, for non-country fans, I don't think it's going to wow you. I really don't.
Yeah.
I'll stand by that. That's all I really got to say.
Sundown Heaven Town, Tim McGraw.
Sundown Heaven Town. Tim McGraw.
We'll see you next time.